Since I'm documenting my journey, I decided today I will share the 4 aces of JEE preparation, and these 4 aces will help you to get the desired IIT that you want. Each 4 of them have a different meaning, each 4 of them serve a different purpose, but if we combine them, what we get is JEE. So let's start. At first, we have this. What is this? Well, that's a card, but that's besides the point. The first ace is listening to your teachers. And I don't think I'm the only one who has been told by his teachers that you should listen to the teachers, because it is in fact true. The reason why it's true is simple, because they have gotten the selections. How many times have you cracked JEE? How many times have you made someone else crack JEE? You haven't, but your teachers have. Your teachers have actively mentored the people who have gone into the IITs you want. Your teachers have actively mentored or have actively gotten into IITs themselves if your teacher is that qualified enough. And I see people debating whether Alan, whether Akash, whether Byju's, whether Vedantu, whether Fit JEE, whether Motion, whether PW, whatever, in the YouTube comments. What they are doing is wasting their own time. And okay, it might be objective truth of the universe that coaching A is better than coaching B, but the thing is, the selection depends upon the student. If I do not want to get selected, if I am not working enough to get selected, it doesn't matter whether I am in the classrooms of Alan, I am in the digital space of PW, I am not gonna get selected. So the work you have to put in, and the teachers will guide you the way. Every teacher has a roadmap. Every teacher knows the subject. That's why they are teachers. They know the topic more in depth than you currently know. You don't know shit about the next 10 chapters that are coming in class 12, but they know each and every chapter with great detail. And so you have to understand that you are stupid right now. I know that feels insulting to you currently, but that is the objective reality of the universe. That is, you are stupid, and that mosquito is stupid too. That damn mosquito. Anyways, now going back to the second ace. I guess I showed you the first one. Yeah, here is the second ace. And the second ace is working smart and hard simultaneously. Now the self-improvement community, or more likely the productivity community, has been divided into 2 factions. Faction A is saying work harder, like the Andrew trait, work 12 hours, 13 hours, 14 hours a day, like hustle culture and all. And the second faction is saying work smart, 2 hours a day, 3 hours a day, but very high focused deep work. Both of these factions are stupid when compared to JEE preparation. It's because you cannot crack JEE with 2 hours of studying, neither can you crack it with 14 hours or 15 or 16 or 17 hours, because at that point you will be sacrificing your health. Now what to do then? Pick an optimal time. 5 hours, 6 hours, 7 hours, 8 hours, 9 hours, 10 hours, depending on how much time you have in your day, and then work as efficiently in that block of time as possible. You have to work with utmost efficiency. You do not have to just go in there and work. Neither do you have to plan 10 hours before working 2 hours. You have to work an optimal amount of time with optimal amount of brain power so that you produce the optimal result. And a quick side point here I would like to make is, people get bursts of motivation, and that is not enough. Now what do I mean by burst of motivation? I think you have felt it once in your life that for 1 or 2 or 3 days you are absolutely not doing anything, absolutely not studying, not accomplishing any goal, any to-do list, any task, and randomly one day you get a sudden surge of motivation that yes, I want to do it. I'm procrastinating way too much and I have to do something today. I have to produce output today, and you actually do produce output. In fact, you work 10 hours, you work 14 hours, which is crazy compared to the normal day that you did not even work 1 hour. But the thing is, the graph is something like this. It's stagnant. One day it gets a spike, and then it again becomes stagnant. This is not what's JEE about. And more on that on the ace of spades. Now moving on to the third ace. Third ace is about the steps which are outside JEE. Here you see the ace of clubs, and see there are 3 other segments. Similarly in JEE also, apart from JEE, there are a ton of things. Number 1, health. You cannot ignore your health no matter what it is, no matter the urgency, no matter the circumstances. You cannot ignore your health, because if at the end of the day, if you fall sick, you die before the examination, there is not gonna be an examination for you. That is why being healthy, being in the best shape of your life, being fit is very important. And I genuinely think we should bring body shaming back, because nowadays people are getting obese and people are making it seem like, oh my god, he is obese, he is doing what he needs to do, and that is total woke propaganda, which is bullshit. What we need to do is be in a healthy BMI range, I would say, but if we go into the science, then BMI is not a proper measure of fat to muscle ratio and bone density and whatever nonsense, yada yada yada. But the thing is, you have to be in an optimal shape of life where you can perform nicely. If you are working out, let's say even 30 minutes a day, even 30 minutes, you are getting the brain power clarity of another 2 to 3 hours, just because your brain works better when you work out. I mean, after you work out. And And added benefit, you're gonna make a great physics someday. Another added benefit, you're gonna have more energy. And what does JEE mains and JEE advanced demand? Energy. My goodness, it's that simple. You have to be in a good healthy state. And then comes the mental health. You have to have a proper mental state. You cannot be fighting your demons and fighting JEE advanced at the same time. You have to pick one or the other. It's either you fight JEE advanced or it's either you fight your mental battles. I'm not saying you to become a saint and meditate for 2 hours a day. I'm not saying you should journal for hours and hours on end like a philosopher. None of that. What I am saying is you have to take care of your mental health, your physical health, your extra hobbies which are not destructive, instead which are constructive. For example, watching YouTube can be also counted as a hobby, but that's destructive because that is wasting your time. Whereas learning a skill, for example learning guitar, it is a constructive habit. Now definitely don't go and spend the entirety of your day on the guitar, but the thing is it has been scientifically proven. Hear me out. People have done experiments on the thing that learning a new skill boosts your cognitive intelligence, which is basically a fancier way of saying it boosts your mental capabilities. I want to implant a very powerful mindset inside you, which is if you start looking for it, things will appear. You have always heard the cliche phrase of whatever you demand, the universe gives it to you, which is partially true, because if you ponder upon something, if you wake up and you say you want to solve this damn Rubik's Cube, if you every day wake up and just say that I want to solve this Rubik's Cube, and you work towards solving this Rubik's Cube, my goodness, I cannot speak, you will definitely solve it. That is a 100% given. And there is a recent phrase which I have heard, which is very powerful, and it aligns perfectly with the things that I have been saying to you, which is in life you can have anything you want. In life you can have anything you want, but you cannot have everything, which is very powerful. Because if you want to get JEE advanced AIR1, JEE mains AIR1, boards AIR1, you can have it. There are actual physical people who have topped in KVPY, JEE mains, JEE advanced, that is Mridul Agarwal of 2014 or 16 if I remember correctly, maybe I am wrong, but just the fact that one person has done it, it means it is doable. It's not impossible. Now it might take a lot of luck, it might take a lot of hard work, but it is doable. And if you wake up with that one conviction that you want to do this, there is nothing stopping you. And just remember, you're not gonna fail anyway. It's a win-win situation. If you study to become an AIR1 and you don't end up being an AIR1, you will not end up being an AIR 1 lakh. You'll be the guy in top 10. You'll be the guy in top 100. And god damn, JEE advanced, AIR 100, AIR 10, like anything below 1000 is godlike. I know more than 1000 also the rank is very hard to get, but if you are in the triple digits, even if you are in the triple digits, even if your rank is 999, people are gonna respect you as hell because you have cracked the hardest exam, and you are gonna be proud on yourself because you have cracked it with knowing your circumstances. People are gonna say that, oh my god, JEE advanced is probably not the hardest, it's UPSC, the guy probably had a very lucky day or this or that, but you know your own struggles. My struggles may not be equal to your struggles, may not be equal to person B's struggle, but remember this, even for the kid of class 7 feels relatively hard. Now you and I, if we are given a class 7 math question, we would do it with closed eyes and left hand, but for them it's equally hard. So for each and every people, life is equally hard. And now for the big reveal, the ace of spades. It's basically a single word, which is consistency. There is nothing else, listen to this carefully, there is nothing else more important than consistency. And the single reason consistency is more important is not because it builds a flow, not because it builds momentum, but because it is tied to the compound effect. The compound effect is basically that every graph of progress is exponential, because at the start you don't see results, and when you see the results, they all come all at once. And so if you are consistent enough, if you can be consistent enough, if you have the discipline to be consistent enough, then you'll achieve whatever goal you have set for yourself. As I mentioned in the Rubik's Cube example, if a person is dedicating 3, 4, 5, 6 hours of his life to solving a Rubik's Cube every day for 365 days, do you think that person will come out on the other side not knowing how to solve the Rubik's Cube? Bro, he will be a fucking god at it. He will literally be the world champion of solving Rubik's Cube if he does that. So similarly, if you put in enough time and effort, you are most certainly likely to hit the goal. And those were the 4 pillars that I use in my JEE preparation currently. And I gotta say, recording after this long of a time, it feels good. Let me tell you a secret. The reason why I wasn't uploading for so many months was because setting up that entire setup of like PC, then light, then with the phone, and this mic is another headache because it does not connect to the phone directly, and I have to record the audio separately. It was all a damn mess. But finally, I found a way to automate the entire process, and now I feel like every week videos are gonna be out here and there, because I just feel like I deleted the biggest constraint of my entire life, which was not being able to record due to limitations which I had with technology. And now the technology problem is solved. Now videos are gonna be coming each and every week, and so you can see a live person do a JEE examination entire walkthrough. It's like a game walkthrough. Like whenever a new game comes out, the people of the gaming community, they a game walkthrough where they just play the entire game and demonstrate how the entire game works and show all the mechanics and everything. It's like you're seeing it live. And if you're someone who is actually preparing for JEE, then all the more good, because you're gonna get motivation, you're gonna write the comments, I'm gonna get the motivation, and it's a two-way cycle. Both of us are gonna be in IIT Delhi, IIT Mumbai, or whatever IIT we each like. And so, just as I used to, I will leave you with this. Wait, let me drink water first. Now here we go. Start if you haven't already.